So, in this video, I thought I'd show how I made one. I want to make another one. My supersized sponge filter for my 110 gallon stock tank. Now I've already got a pond filter in there and a 500 gallon per hour pump, and going through the pond pre-filter and all that, going through my 5 gallon bucket with rocks and sand. But there's a couple reasons I want to make these sponge filters. The first one is the snails have a way of getting down in that pump. They get through the pre-filter, they can crawl through between the pads, filter pads in there, and they can clog up the pump. And so this provides a backup filtration in case that happens, because that has happened. And let's just say it was a day or two before I caught it, and that water got pretty foul. I hurried up, did like a 90% water change, and everything ended up being alright. Then last weekend, I noticed that it was just barely trickling out. So, and the same thing happened, it got clogged. So I wanted something 100% totally reliable in case that pump fails or gets clogged up again. I have filtration gun to keep because I have hundreds of red mosaic guppies in there, and I'd hate to lose them. So that's the first reason. The second reason is I am starting a whole bunch of shrimp tanks, and I need cycled filters. So I'm using the same sponge filters in this setup as what I'm doing in my shrimp room. So when I'm ready to start a new shrimp tank, I just pull one of these filters off, rinse it off, pop it in there, and I have a fully cycled tank ready to go. And this is just, like I said, this is going in a tub, so looks ain't pretty. So, I mean, if you could make it look as nice as possible instead of using some big ass ugly brick. You could use a nice black tile. You could use the colored PVC. And if you was making it in a tank that you wanted it to look nice, you could do that as well. But this is the down dirty ugly 110 gallon stock tank version of it. So what you need, 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Cut the length. I've already cut this to length about how tall I want it. I prefer to have my uptake pipe above the water, or right at the water's edge. It helps cut down on the bubble noise, I think. An elbow, 3/4 inch elbow, to direct the flow. So this will be sitting on top right at the water line. Turn it this way, turn it that way, that way. These are the same kind of filters, same kind of thing I have built for my little 20 long shrimp tanks. But in this one, being as tall, we can stack 3 of them on top of each other. 3/4 inch plug, 3/4 inch coupler, and a little piece of 3/4 inch PVC just to help direct it which way you want it to go. And this big ass ugly brick, you could use something nicer if you cared about how it looked, is the base. The first step I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to have to peel the sticker off here, and I'm going to glue this super glue safe for my fish. I've never had a problem. And so the first step I'm going to do is super glue this cap, this plug, onto the middle of the brick. Alrighty, so now you can see I have glued the stopper end cap onto the brick. Now the next step is going to be drilling holes into here to allow water flow. So what you want to do is we're going to see how far down the holes need to go. So, as you can see, we have a little bit extra here. So we don't want to put holes any higher than that. So I'll come over here and get my marker. See the little fish tank going on. Put a marker right there. Take off the sponges, and my mark is right there. So that means from here all the way down to here we'll have holes, and I may leave a little bit of buffer zone because you don't want to have a hole above your top sponge, because that will screw everything up, because then all the water will just be sucked into that hole. And now I will drill holes through here, and I'll be back. And here's what we have with the holes. Tried to make an even pattern, you know, not real important as long as the water can flow through there evenly. Should work. Here's how I drilled the holes. 1/2 inch bit. Alrighty, and now the next step is drill a little hole slightly smaller than the airline tubing, and we'll see why. Now I'll go ahead and do this off camera and I'll show you. So we end up with a hole like that. Then how this is all going to go together. 3/4 inch coupler goes on there. This long piece with the tube with the holes goes like that. Then the sponges. That was with that. Then our elbow. Airline will go down there. And then this piece right here. To direct the flow, the water flow that comes out of it. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna have to cut that off to about here. I think I made it a little too tall because on this one, as you can see, this is my other one that's already going. The water with the brick and everything is about 3 sponges deep. So I'm gonna have to cut a couple inches off of that. As you can see, we got good water flow coming out of there. So I'm gonna take that back outside, cut it off a little bit so that we got it at the right height. Cut off. But I like to get this tub going and grow lots and lots of plants in here. Yeah, should be cool. Start dosing this with ferts because when one of my 4 lights in here burned out, what plants I did have in here started they didn't really have enough lights going in here, so I quit wasting ferts. So I want to get that big light going, get the ferts going full speed, and maybe I can get enough going in here to share some plants with people, sell some plants. I'm going to start doing some more talking on plants because that's something else I haven't really done. And as you can see, I think I do fairly decent with plants. So I think that's going to be the next few topics I'll talk about as I do my plants. So I think people would like to hear some of that. So thanks for watching. Hope you liked, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Bye.